Hey, hello, what is going on, guys? You got a brand new deck guide for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Grand Arena and my personal favorite destroy list that I've been using to counter all of this ongoing shenanigans, even all these big bad stuff going on. This deck right here is so easy to play and just will get you wins. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, of course, we are starting off with the Carnage champion deck since we are playing Destroy. If you guys did not know, Carnage's skill is on reveal, banish this to move your champion here, which allows you to be able to almost fill a lane, have this as the fourth card in a lane, and have Carnage proc again. So you can get Carnage pretty huge. I do want to let you guys know, you do need to keep in mind, if you do Zola this Carnage, or add a copy of this Carnage, like copy this card with like a Nico, only the original champion card is what interacts with this skill. So the first Carnage you played will move with this, but a Zola'd Carnage will not move with this skill because it is not the original champion card. So just keep that in mind. But this iteration of Destroy, we have tech pieces as well. We have Killmonger for all of the Herbie or Mole Man stuff you guys might be running into to be able to destroy those rocks. And then we are running Lady Deathstrike, which has been great into these Invisible Woman decks, great into these ongoing decks that normally have less than 3 power. Whether you'll see later on, it is going to be a Captain Carter, Mystique, Mr. Fantastic himself, even like hitting like a Luke Cage, you know, Invisible. Like, there are all these ongoing cards for the most part. Like, some of these that are really good have less than 3 power, or have 3 power exactly, so Lady Deathstrike just kind of swipes through, and no one's really expecting a Lady Deathstrike right now, especially as a tech piece. But this list has definitely been my most successful list so far. I'm going to try and do a deck guide for most of these decks we have, so you guys I can explain them for you and kind of, you know, talk through the play lines and stuff. But let me show you guys the deck on screen here. It is going to be just custom Carnage, because that's kind of just like the general basis of what we got going on here. You have your Carnage. You're running the Deadpool. Deadpool is actually really good in this list to help you either duck priority or in some instances maybe have priority. Really just kind of depends on what you're trying to do, but Deadpool, you know, scales really well, and having extra energy is already what Destroy really does like really well with. And you have also X23 to continue to get extra energy and different outs with it, you know, to be able to go globally, to be able just to single one lane, maintain power, like... This list feels incredibly good, but we're going to go ahead and jump into why we have each card in this list now individually. So first and foremost, you know, the Champion Carnage really does help you get into a lot of different lanes, lets you allow to like other destroy options, so you're not just relying to, well, I have to draw Carnage, I have to draw Destroy. You always start the game with a Destroy card, which is something that is you've really needed just to have that consistency when it comes to these style decks. Is you need to be able to destroy things, and Carnage allows you to start with 2 different options to destroy things. 1, because you start with Carnage in your hand, and 2, because you also start with this skill. And having this skill allows you to destroy stuff again. So you have at least 2 different ways to destroy cards immediately. It just now is relying on cards to be able to destroy, which is why Deadpool has been really helpful too. I'm sometimes just playing Deadpool out by himself on turn 1. If I have Nico with Destroy to draw 2, of course that's just a given. You play Nico draw 2 into Deadpool, and you're drawing cards, and you're already ahead of your opponents. Or you're setting up Deadpool to be able to get right beside either a Hulkbuster. Maybe you'll play Deadpool and X23 in the same lane, but it really just depends on what you have in your hand. But more often than not, I'm trying to buff Deadpool as much as possible, because this is one of the main enablers to get Null really big and also have a big Deadpool. Next, of course, we have Nico. Nico is that Swiss Army knife 1-drop. Whether it is giving cards power, destroying cards in this list specifically to be able to draw cards, because you more often than not don't really care what you're destroying. A couple cards you don't really want to destroy, but the large majority of this you're totally cool with destroying itself, whether it's also changing location, adding power to Nico, turning a card into a Demon, moving a card to a right. Like, there's a bunch of just different outs you have with this card, and, you know, it's a focal piece in Destroy. Why would you not have this, you know, in this list anyways? And especially in this game mode, I feel like it really does help you out a lot, because more often than not, you always have at least 1 extra energy to mess around with. So Nico allows you to have extra usage of that extra 1 energy. Or you have more than extra 1 energy because you also have X23. You know, X23, whenever she gets destroyed, you know, she gives you energy on the next turn, and then she also stays on the board. So if you can combo this the right way, you can continue just to steamroll and just get all the power you need on the board, spread your power out, maybe focalize it so you can Zola it later. Like, this just really helps you stay on top of, you know, having extra power going into other turns. One more power than your opponent is also really good, especially in this game mode, which can be more of a combo-heavy game mode, kind of can set up some of your later plays a lot better. Next, of course, you have Hulkbuster. I'm using this more often than not on my Deadpool or on my X-23. Those are the main two cards I want to get hit with this, because X-23 and Deadpool you destroy multiple times, which gives you the extra null value. Especially with Deadpool, it allows you to be able to get Deadpool. Of course, if it's just a 1-power Deadpool, he goes to 4, and then he goes to 8-power. Instead of having to destroy Deadpool 3 times, you only have to destroy him 1 time, and he gets to 8-power. So I think that's pretty good itself, too. Next, of course, Wolverine is another good card. You could also put the Hulkbuster on, because Wolverine also himself does get +2 power every time he is destroyed. So it just gets you your Wolverine starting to roll a little bit, too, to get that null value. It feels really solid in this. And then, of course, you have Killmonger. Killmonger is definitely one of your tech pieces against either the Victoria Hand style list, which is running the Mole Man, also into these Herbie style lists. If Herbie is pumping out a bunch of rocks, you know, you're able to also hit those with Killmonger. Some of these ongoing lists are also running like Ant-Man, and they're also running Kate Bishop. So you're able to destroy those arrows, but especially like into the Victoria Hand style list, it's just really solid. Also allows you to globally hit your X-23 or your Deadpool, or even your Nico to help you have extra destroys. Feels really good, and it kind of feels like the only like tech piece in this sense, you know, in this style list, but I really enjoy it. Of course, we're running Venom. Whether this is a Zola target or a lane clearing target where you can maintain the power in that lane, and that is why you're running Venom in this style list, to be able to kind of keep that up, to make sure you're able to maintain your power, especially if you're wanting to either set up for a Zola, or so it's not just, you know, lost power on the board, so you can have a Venom, a Null, and a Death, so you have at least 3 kind of big points of power on the board, or even loading them up in the same lane, potentially. Just a lot of different options there. Lady Deathstrike is the only 5-drop we have in this list, and this is where it starts to get expensive. We have 1 5-drop and 3 6-drops, and Lady Deathstrike is really here just to be a tech piece, to clear a lot of the ongoing stuff that a lot of people are playing right now, kind of offset that, or even maybe some of these smaller just cards on the board. It's also a good enabler if you haven't really been able to destroy your Wolverine, your X-23, even like destroying a Killmonger, like just having extra destroys to be able to discount your death, give your null power. But I'm using this more as a tech piece, and I do actually Zola this. You'll see it actually in the video. I do Zola this card actually to win the game, because it kind of offsets like Mr. Fantastic and, you know, whatchamacallit, Victoria Hand and stuff. Like, it feels really solid into these matchups we have right now. Of course, we have Zola to be able to reach, you know, these other lanes. You know, it goes to the other 2 locations whenever you Zola. You can Zola your Null, you can Zola your Wolverine, you can Zola your Venom, your Death. Like, you can Zola even your Deadpool. If your Deadpool is big enough, you can Zola your Deadpool, and you can get 2 Deadpools at other locations. It also counts as a destroy for Deadpool, so your Deadpool would go back into your hand if you play this a little bit earlier, and it doubles whatever your Deadpool's power was. But it gives you a bunch of different options and outs, which I really like. And then, of course, you have Null. Null, of course, you know, has all the power of cards destroy this entire game. You're just using this as normally just a single lane winner, or you're using this to be able to Zola on to turn 6. And then Death. You know, Death gets discounted for the amount of cards you're destroying, and you're destroying a bunch of cards in these games, so Death normally is discounted quite a bit. It doesn't always hit 0. It just really depends, you know, on what you draw, because Destroy is still like a draw kind of heavy deck. But yeah, that's going to be the gist of the deck for you guys. We're going to jump right into some gameplay where I'm talking out each of my plays each and every turn. But I definitely want to say, if you guys do enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys at the end of the video. Heading into our first game over here, we do have a Doom deck. So it's going to be interesting to see what all they're running, opposed to like what we're running as well. Like, we don't, of course, know until we get into the game if it's going to be something like they've created their own deck. I would assume people have created their own decks at this point. But, of course, you know, that's just assuming things. We have a pretty rough start, I would say. Right here, we don't really have anything to play with Carnage, like nothing to destroy with him. So, not the best. They get Master Plan out turn 1. Okay, so they'll be able to play out 1 6-drop on this turn, exactly right now. So I am hoping, honestly, this is just bad. Like another just really, really bad hand. We have nothing to mess around with. We need like a Null in the middle. I think Null is the only thing that would be great for us. They have Agatha. Oh, we do get Null in the middle. Okay, wait, that's actually crazy good for us. That is actually crazy good for us. Oh my gosh. And we do get the Deadpool destroy. I'm playing this out just so we can still draw, like, get the full draws I want. They Jubilee far right. Okay, so I guess maybe they just wanna win that location. We are gonna have extra energy here. Twice that, so I can put Null on the right, which is, I think, pretty solid for us. So we can get Null there, and then if we just focus on destroying one lane, it's kind of the thought process here. Because if this goes to... We had 3 here. I mean, we need to destroy Death this next turn. Is my only issue is that. So it might actually be instead I am actually just going to do this, that, and this in hopes of... Or if I do this, move Carnage over here, and then Killmonger. This gives me better destroy opportunities. We're pretty much just giving right anyways. I mean, giving left anyways. So it's going to be this. Move Carnage to the right. We have extra energy. We should be able to get Death out. The question is going to be, what exactly are we going to need to worry about, like, here in the middle? Is kind of my thought process. But we have 3 extra energy. Unless that's Doom. If that's Doom middle, I don't think it can be Doom middle. It's Hobgoblin middle. Okay, so I don't necessarily have to worry about this whole situation. I mean, they can run Chi, which is something I do need to keep in mind. But I think I do this. I destroy 3 cards. And then I have a free Death, another Null, and I can play Deadpool. So I think this is pretty nice. A really good start for us. If we get hit by a Shang-Chi, that, of course, does hurt a little bit. But if we don't get hit by a Shang-Chi, they do just Doom. Oh, and they're going to Odin middle. Okay, so this is just Odin middle. I go here, here, that, and that. I think we just should be good. We should be good. If they have a Shang-Chi, that'll be kind of rough for us. But if they don't have Shang-Chi, I think we're good. And I think we're just gonna lock it in here. Is that just Odin middle, or is that Chi middle? What are we working with here? It is just Odin on Odin, so they're gonna get more Doom bots. I think they're going to get completely full on the left, but we have plenty of outs in this situation. Okay, that works. Good first up. Just Destroy going crazy vertical, even with the all 6 decks. This theme music is so freaking good. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're into our next game against Herbie, which I actually like this matchup, especially with having Killmonger. If I can get something like a Deadpool, nope. No Deadpool over there, which is kind of unfortunate. But what do they got? They got Herbie turn 1. Okay. Some big Herbie things. Herbie's going to get some crazy good value for them, too. Especially being in that location. Nico with plus power. I do like that. But let's just see what we can draw here. They magic. Okay. And their first actually activate for Herbie is going to be the Rock. So that is just good to note. Carnage starting off with some extra power. We do get Destroy cards, which that is cool. Now Herbie's giving extra energy. I think I have to float here, just unfortunately. This is pretty rough. I think this is extra energy. Yeah, they get 2 extra energy next turn. They'd have 7 energy. I do not like what we have for our starting hand here. Our starting hand here is pretty bad. I think we can still pull out of this. Like, I think there's still a way we can win this. But with what we're working with right now, it is looking pretty grim. Because we have our destroy cards. We just don't have the cards we want to destroy. That is the main issue. Okay, so we get Null down. Null gets destroyed. Okay, unfortunate. Unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is kind of thing. We do have Death. I'm going to go Lady Deathstrike here on the left to get another destroy down. And then let's see where we can kind of go from there. Null getting destroyed is really rough. Really, really rough. But we still have Killmonger in case they play some crazy stuff out. We're going to kill Magic. Like, that's the only thing I think we kill. Fantastic first steps. And Goblin, which destroying both of those cards, actually not half bad. I will take that. And now we get Deadpool. We'll go Deadpool Carnage. Move Carnage over here. And then kind of just float. Because this is a kind of a feels bad right now. Like, if we're fully being honest, like, I'm telling you, like, this is still really, really rough for us. We do not have, like, any of the tempo I really want. They Herbie into double his power. So Herbie's going to go to 20 power. Going to give a rock. Okay. Fair enough. I get the Hulkbuster. Let me do this, that, and then I'm going to Killmonger. Because if this does hit Lady Deathstrike and I get Zola, I like what we're working with there. But I don't know. This is very, very funky. They Kate Bishop. Either they also have had a pretty bad hand. I mean, they have 3 cards plus whatever Kate just hit. We don't keep priority here. Or we don't have priority in general here. But Lady Deathstrike, maybe? That is not Lady Deathstrike. If I do this... that, and then I Venom here. I mean, like, we still have some outs, but this is looking pretty rough. Pretty rough. They have Grapple Arrow, Grapple into Cannonball. Okay, which moves that middle. Into Acid Arrow. Staying over there is huge, actually, for us. I have Death, which moves right. And then Venom just wins me the game. Wow. We pulled it out. Even though that was a horrible, and I mean horrible start for us, we pulled it out. And I'll take that. All right, into our next game. We have actually a really good start. We have Deadpool with Nico and Hulkbuster. Like, this is feeling really, really solid. They do have Doom Master Plan, which that is a bit unfortunate for us. But I think oh wow, we keep priority. I like what we got going on into, like, this matchup too. Like, this feels, I don't know, this just feels good. I'm going to start with this, and then I'm going to save the Nico spell. Deadpool goes to 9 power. Do they Doom? Do they Legion? Do I get hit by Galactus? Either way, no, you know what they do? This is probably Agatha, and they're going to give me Agatha here. Is this what's about to happen here? Ultron? The thing is, my version of Destroy does run Killmonger. So this is really solid for us. They have Electro. Actually, wait, are they playing... They might be playing the Galactus Big Bads list. If they're running the Electro and stuff too. That's kind of where my thought process just went. Okay. I do this, that. Actually, no. Wait, this is actually a crazy tech. I get to destroy their Electro, too. And Carnage goes right. Oh, wait. That's kind of huge. They blink out Electro. They get Goliath. I honestly don't even have to worry about that left lane. For the most part, which I think is pretty nice here. Carnage goes right. Deadpool gets big. We get the Electro stuff. Carnage gets hit, of course, which is unfortunate there. But I could go this into Zola. That's Destroyer. Gotcha. I get Destroyer. They are playing the list I thought they were playing too. Very, very interesting. Wolverine goes there. I get big Carnage. All right. And then I can go. What I still have, sorry, what I still have in my deck is Death, Killmonger, Null, and Zola. So I could if I go Deadpool here. We lose to Death middle. If I go Deadpool. Ultron X-23. Actually. Yeah, no, I'll go Deadpool. Ultron X-23, I think. Even though I think this could be kind of just chalked. Is it just Null middle or is it Death middle? It is Null, Death, X-23, and we win the break. Yo! We did it. That actually is a really cool deck they're running too, but we'll take it. All right, into our next game, we are facing the ongoing Mr. Fantastic list. We have a okay start. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy there. They are hiding their cards. Good to know. If I can duck priority, Lady Deathstrike might go a little crazy there. This actually is not half bad if it hits something like an Iron Man. This hits our Killmonger. So I like what we're starting with here. There's the Mr. Fantastic. We have Lady Deathstrike. They will have Council of Reeds. We do get to move Carnage over. So I like this initially. We're going to get our Deadpool to 10 power to start, which is nice. We can kind of just see what they end up doing. There is a world where I just go stupid and I just go Lady Deathstrike left into Zola if I get Zola. And then we genuinely, it is bonkers. Like, it is straight up just craziness. We get the Carnage value, which now Atuma cannot kill Deadpool. So it's just also something we need to note. Another good ongoing location for them. I'm going to go... I'll go Deadpool Venom. Or no, let me go Deadpool. Let me go Deadpool Venom and then I'll Killmonger next turn. Okay, they're literally setting everything up over there. Literally Setting everything up over there. I am going to have a huge Deadpool for final turn. Let me do this. And then I do duck priority with this as well. So I can do Lady Deathstrike things, which is going to be my goal. What a game. I think it is, well, it's either Lady Deathstrike things or I do null things. And I think it is Lady Deathstrike left, Deadpool middle. And they flip with priority first, which is why I'm doing it the way I do. They speed Pym, Coulson. I have Deadpool, and then I keep Lady Deathstrike. They go Ant-Man, Victoria Hand, Darkhawk, Onslaught. I hit Victoria Hand. I mean, that really wasn't anything crazy. I thought they were going to have more stuff there, but they didn't. So we'll take it. All right, into our next game. We are facing someone who faced actually earlier in the video, but they have swapped to their own Destroy deck. They're also running the Carnage. But let's see if we can get some craziness. We do not start with any craziness. We have Nico, we have Carnage, we have Venom. Something to note also with the Maximum Carnage is, if you guys did not see, you know, when we were going to go over the cards earlier, when you do Zola Carnage, those are copies of that original Carnage. So Maximum Carnage does not work with the copies because that is not the original Carnage. So the original Carnage is the only card that can get affected by Maximum Carnage. That's unfortunate. Unless it's not. It's pretty still bad. Okay. We match their Wolverine, but they have Uncle Ben, Carnage, Nico, Angel. Okay, they're running some deck thinners too. Okay. And then, oh no, they're running Dormammu. Oh. Okay. Which they already have an amazing start, and we have a pretty bad start, so this is not great to see. Not great for ya boy. We are going to get our draws. We do draw 2 cards, which is nice, but it might be a little late. They're probably Maximum Carnage there. Yeah, that makes sense. Which means I can actually set some stuff up over here to get destroy. Is this just Summoning Ritual middle? Unfortunate. Dormammu gets some value. I do like the Dormammu style in Destroy is also pretty nice. But I do not like what we are in general working with. They probably play Dormammu over here. They summon him on that. So that's not great. But I can do this to this, that, that. Or I do this into that. Just to get some extra energy would be cool. They Bucky. Oh, they Dormammu middle. Okay. Good to note. It is only turn 4. So that is not the worst for us. We are going to have a bigger Carnage than them, so their Carnage does get destroyed here. So our Null does get some good value, which means they're also probably not running Zola. probably not running Zola. And I'm going to set up Null here. And Carnage, and then Deadpool there. They Venom middle. Okay. So I just need to draw Zola. If I don't draw Zola, I think I'm cooked. We draw Death. Oh! We just lose to Null Right now. We lose to Null Right. This is 18. Or, yeah, no, it's 15. This is 21. I would need Wolverine to land middle. I would need Wolverine to land middle, I think, in order to win. This beats Death Right. They just Null and they Death middle, Null Right. If Wolverine does not land... Oh my gosh. And we get the Wolverine to land middle? Wow, wait. This is still winnable. This is still winnable, I think. They Death? Zola? No, it's not winnable. Wait, actually, hold on. Wait, no. It is winnable. Oh, okay, never mind. False alarm. It was winnable. Even though we had a rough start, we actually beat the Destroy Dormammu package. Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, they had us in the first half, but we pulled through. We got ourselves another Mr. Fantastic deck over here. Let's see what we have to work with. We have Clubhouse. We have Nico Destroy Draw 2, which is what we're gonna play instead of the Wolverine on curve. And we're going to kind of wait for potentially filling up this location. They do turn 1 Council of Reeds. That is a bit scary. Lake Hala, or not Lake Hala, just Hala in general is pretty good for us. We're also not going to be like adding another card to our hand like we would like with Deadpool. So we're going to be able to get 3 draws. Like meaning we're getting 2 draws right now. And then we'll also get another draw at the beginning of next turn. So we are doing actually really, really well when it comes to our curve right now. They Captain Carter. If I get anything crazy, I will be Lady Death striking that. That is unfortunate. I will be doing that, and then I think I will be hitting a Lady Death Strike on that left lane. Maybe it was too early to play Hulkbuster since, you know, I'm not really going to get anything crazy value-wise from it. Moonstone. Yep, Lady Deathstrike is coming left. It's going to knock out that Captain Carter. Kind of offset that at least a little bit. There's a world where... No, I mean, if I don't destroy this now... I don't know. I think we do just need to destroy it. I mean... Because if we don't destroy this now, like, Captain Carter giving the buff to the cards in the back row will kind of give them some extra value, too, so I can't hit them with a Lady Deathstrike. I do have Zola, so Zola will be nice into a large variety of these things, but neither of these cards got hit by, whatchamacallit, from Council of Reeds. So that's just also something we need to keep in mind. Because Council Reed, I think, is the -1/+2 to a card. Or it's -1/+1. I think it's -1/+1. We hit the Captain Carter. Onslaught middle. Oh, this is going to be scary. This is going to be scary. But I have Null. Since I have Null, it is a little less scary. A little less scary. That is also what got hit by Counts of Reeds. This is, you know, it is +1, -1, which is why they were able to play it out this last turn as well. We have Noel set up in the middle by himself. The question is going to be, what happens next? Are they setting up an Iron Man? Is this like a tribunal kind of thing? What exactly are they going to be doing here? Is this just Sarah Tech? You know, like... Gotta think. There's the Mystique. Oh, boy. Mystique into Fantastic. They take priority. I go... The thing is, Noel goes to... I go to 31. Go to 31 here, but that's not enough. So instead, we are going to Zola the Lady Deathstrike. And... I'm going to add extra power here. They probably... They might actually just Cosmo me here. If they Cosmo me here, I do have Lady Deathstrike still to mess around with stuff. Which is what I was kind of setting up for. I was setting up for a big Noel. But I like big Lady Deathstrike instead. They Super Scroll. And Goliath. Which the Zola is actually the right move. Because they don't get any power in the right lane anymore. Wow. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys did stick around to the very end, let me know down below. What are you guys thinking about Grand Arena? Are you really enjoying the game mode? I'm thinking it's a lot of fun. It's like it's a nice breath of fresh air, and I really like these champions' abilities. I can't wait to test even more decks and, you know, post some more videos for you guys. But yeah, this just feels great, and it's just really, really fun. And yeah, if you guys aren't following or subscribed, definitely feel free to follow me on Twitch. That info is down in the description below, as well as, you know, subscribe here to the YouTube, like, and yeah, it's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.